Okie dokie. Great. So yeah, this is me. Welcome to the live webinar. So what I thought I would do, as I say, is a couple of things really. One is to take, honestly, very happy to help anybody with career questions you might have. I am a qualified career coach, and it's a bit scary really, because I think I was qualified in the 90s. So I do love helping people around this. And last year we did our first Career Bootcamp. In fact, we ran 2 programs last year, and we're doing one more this year, which is the program we start at the end of the month. And it was amazing. And Nikki actually was on it, and I'm sure she'll share a little bit about it last time. But it's a really, really lovely program, and we had some amazing transformation, which I can share with you as well. But that may or may not be for you, and I'm more than happy to answer any of the questions you might have. I thought, first of all, I don't know how many of you saw the training series that we did. So I did a series of trainings, and they're still up and available. We did the first one on the treadmill trap, which is all about how we get stuck. And I think we do get kind of stuck on this hamster wheel or the treadmill, where we kind of keep thinking, well, I'll run a bit faster. And look, the view doesn't change. I wonder why that is, because I keep still doing the same thing over and over. And also that, I don't know if any of you did your your salary assessment in terms of how many, what your time is really worth, because that can be a bit of a shocker sometimes, can't it? You wonder, why am I doing all those extra hours when I don't love what I do? Also, I think often as women particularly hold ourselves back. We don't dream the bigger dream, and I want to get people to think about that. I think anything is possible, and often it means overcoming the kind of beliefs that we're not qualified enough, or we're too old or too young, whatever. But actually, there is a calling for all of us. We've all got something bigger and better to do. And are you living at your fullest potential? And then the third one we did was to talk about the things that high achievers do around their career planning and making it a priority. Not only their career planning, but their whole personal development. And one of the ones is about building and leveraging your network, which is one of the things we talk about on our bootcamp. And the steps I think you need to take in order to get your career on track. And there is something about getting clear on who you are. There's something really uplifting about knowing exactly what your strengths are, because so often, in my opinion, when people are searching for a job, they'll look for the job first, and they'll start to apply, and then they get disheartened because they're going about it in the wrong way, and they don't really sure what they are, and they hate getting a CV together and all of that. I don't even know where to begin. And I think you've got to come back a few steps and say, hold up, before you even look for what it is you might want. So it might not necessarily be a career change or a different job. It might still be within your organization, but you still need to do the work around who are you and creating that blueprint about what you're great at. And that's what we do in our bootcamp, and that is to really get you clear about what is it that you do. But you don't have to go through that program, because you could start to look at your strengths and your achievements and your skills and really hone your profile. Because once you get it, it's great. You get the whole goosebumpy thing going on. You're like, oh my God, that's me. And it's really lovely, because you show up better in interviews, actually, in that way, because you know what you're great at. There is something about shifting the gunk, because often we might know who we are and we might know what we want, but we don't believe it. So it's important that you get the right mindset around what it is that you want to create. And really thinking big about the future that you want. So what's the type of environment that's good for you? Who are the people that you want to work with, the brands you want to associate yourself with, and how are you showing up in a bigger way? Because we need more women to show up in more ways. Then the best way to get a new job, or the best way to get a bigger promotion or a job that sits with your key values, is to leverage your network. It's not the only way. You can still go about it through the traditional recruitment route. But if you can start to leverage your network, that really helps. And I absolutely believe in accountability. I have a couple of different accountability people working with me directly, and it's something we do within the WLA, is give people the accountability. And I'm a certified coach, and of course I hold my clients to account as well. So that, for me, are the things you need to get right before you start doing the whole LinkedIn profile and the CV and the interview questions. And we call our program a boot camp, because we want to give you this as fast and as most effectively as possible, so that you can move into what it is that you want to do. Right, so questions first of all, before I talk to you about the Career Bootcamp and what we're doing, has anybody got any questions that they have about the training? So did you guys watch the training at all?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
No, but I will.
Oh. Well, it's all there they're about 20 minutes each, aren't they? And I think they're all designed to get you thinking about where you are and where you want to get to.
Yeah, lots of good content in them, and actually it was great that they were about 20 minutes, because you can fit that in nicely and in 3 separate chunks. But I wasn't sure how long it would be. I kind of approached the first one with a bit of trepidation, but then I saw it was 20 minutes, and that was ideal.
How much I can chat, Nikki, is that what it is?
No, not at all. I just wasn't sure what to expect. So no, they're really good. Yeah, I got a lot out of those videos, so I really recommend them, Joanna. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed them. I struggled a little bit with the sound quality on the first one. I don't know if that was just me. Or was that?
No, it wasn't just you.
No,
I thought it was mine, so I moved on to the second after so long, but I'll go back and listen again then. So
we need to re-record it actually. Yeah.
No,
thanks for that. It was hence why I'm in this office today with the weird helmet on my head. Not
I thought it was a deer. I didn't think it was a helmet. To me, that's a deer.
No, I'm seeing like Star Wars trooper guy.
Is this some kind of Rules Act test? You know, what does everybody see?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. It's one of those perceptions. You know, like the old woman, young woman. Have you seen that one? Yeah. It's like that. Oh, didn't you see?
It's the helmet from. I think it's the helmet from X-Men. Magneto.
Ah, Katie, it could be, because it's my brother's company and he's probably into that kind of thing. I'm not. Yeah, so I don't know. He said, do you like about 2 years ago, do you like my branding? And I'm like, what do I say? What do I say?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you're selling. Okay. Anyway. So yes, so that's hence why, Caroline, I realised a few people said to me the quality wasn't good. So. Anybody got any questions they want to ask about careers? And in fact, what I'll do is I'm just going to press pause in case anybody wants any confidential help, and then we'll re-record again when we get back onto the bootcamp. Alrighty, and I'll reshare my screen with you. I won't just yet because I want to get the right page up. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the program as it appears on the page. Alrighty, so we are doing, it's an 8-week online bootcamp as opposed to in person. I guess just drop the online really, it's just a bootcamp. It's all online in a minute, though I am planning an in-person event this year, hooray! Anyway, week 1, we start with an orientation. So we kind of get everyone together, we do the whole introductions, we give you a couple of exercises to do. In fact, once you sign up, you'll get access to the site where there's a few bits and pieces. We've also set up a LinkedIn group as well, where we'll all meet and get to know one another. So our first week is just working through all the logistics, how it's going to work, setting yourself your first bit of homework and getting you into the whole rhythm and routine, because you will get into a rhythm with it all. The sessions are every week we do a live Tuesday at 12, I think it is, every week we do our live training. So we come together, we use Zoom, we have breakout rooms, we kind of talk about our progress, we share where we're at, and we have a different theme each week. So that's the first week. And then the second week, we go into the whole what makes you tick. So we've got a series, there's about, 5 or 6 different tools and templates we're going to get you to work through, looking at your skills, your achievements, your values, and just getting you to do some reflection. So you can do it yourself, but also we encourage you to talk it through with colleagues, with family, with friends. So you really start to build a picture of who you are. Because it takes a bit of courage actually to ask people you know about what they think you're good at. And it's amazing to hear what they say and you go, oh, really, I didn't know that you knew that of me or thought that of me. So it's the whole program is designed to lift your energy levels and to lift your belief in yourself, running alongside this. And then the next training we do is to what we call your career blueprint. So we kind of pull all the different bits together and we get you to create your USP. And that is not easy, actually. I think people really struggle with it, even though you've got all these bits and pieces, kind of pulling it, making it a really clear statement that's you. And you know when you've got it because you feel just really proud, and you really kind of own that bit of, God, that is me. That's what we want to get to that. So we do some live coaching on the calls. We get people into breakout rooms to brainstorm with each other, and we really get you clear on who you are. Then we look at the future. So we look at all the things that inspire you, the kind of companies, the environment, the people. We get you to create a picture of what you want that world to look like. And this is not about what you should do or what you think other people expect of you. This is about you doing it for you. This is your dream career, your dream life. What does that look like? And we kind of get rid of all the crap and we get you to think really big. And again, we've got some tools and templates to help you with your thinking on that. We do throw a study period in. It'll either be week 3 or week 4 or week 5. It'll be somewhere around there because it can get a bit intensive and it's kind of like, oh, I just need a bit of time out. And I think I threw in last time, I think we did a strength session actually, which people really liked. So we did an extra bit of training for those that wanted it, but give you some time to catch up because there's a lot to think about and the weeks come around really quickly. Then we look at getting rid of the crud. So what are you holding on to? Because we've got to clear. You can get really excited about the future and you can know who you are, but you might just still not get there because you're holding yourself back too small. So we work through a number of different techniques for you to think about. Some of them are a bit woo-woo. Good job we haven't got Paula here because she laughs at my woo-woo-ness, and some of them are a bit more practical. Even Nikki laughs at my woo-woo, don't you, Nikki?
I do, but luckily Paula normally takes the brunt of it, so yeah, I get away with it. But yeah,
Paula's actually turning quite woo-woo now. So.
Hey!
Oh no, I'm going to take that position then.
You can't help it, I'm afraid.
How are you defining woo woo?
Oh, Nikki, go on then. How do I define woo woo? That's a good question. I guess I come from a school of thought. I'm quite a spiritual person, and I think a lot of it is from within, and we've got to be connected to our intuition. And I think you've got to clear all the emotional baggage that we have. So doing things like leftover technique and emotional freedom and Ho'oponopono and meditation and just woo-woo stuff really. But it takes you a few weeks to get used to me, so I don't throw that in at the beginning.
I'm up for a bit of woo-woo. I can buy into that.
Oh, I like
you
that.
buy into that?
Yeah, I'll support you in the woo-woo land.
Yeah. I like Pilates. That's got a lot of woo-woo sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's all about, the body and flow and connection and
We'll try anything once.
Exactly. It's like a little smorgasbord, isn't it, Nikki? You pick what you want.
Yeah.
Then we look at your power base. I'm a huge fan of building the right power base. So we don't do tacky networking in our programs. We're all about authentic connections and how do we connect to a network that's going to support us with a mindset of giving as well as receiving. Because sometimes we think of networking as I've got to go and ask someone for a job. That is not what this is about. So we'll do some training around how do you have a power base that will help. And then the final week we do, we give you your action plan. Well, you do it actually. We give you the template that says actually what am I now going to do? So we have a 1-page action plan. And I think the last couple of times we've finished with some fizz. Obviously, virtually. In conjunction with the live trainings that we do every Tuesday, we do a live Q&A at the end of the week. So every Friday, there's a live Q&A with me, which you can bring your questions, your challenges, and everything we do is in a supportive space of helping each other. That's really, really important. So you can, anywhere where you're stuck or it's not working out, that's where you come and I give you some help and support, as do each other. So you get the live training from me, and then you get the live coaching and Q&A from me at the end of the week.
And I thought that was great, actually, Sandra, last time that we have the kind of intensive session on the Tuesday, but then on the Friday, it's almost like a consolidation session, but it's a chance just to rethink about what we've learned on and gone through on the Tuesday, rather than just having that one weekly session and you end up kind of dropping off in between potentially because real life takes over. And then you come back on the next Tuesday and you haven't really had a chance to properly focus on it. So the Friday then is a refresh and consolidate, and then we can feed off each other as well, which I thought was really useful.
Yeah, definitely. And we record everything as well. Everything's recorded, and you get your access to the online centre. So if you can't make any sessions, you can always catch up when you need to. Kate, just saw your message. The sessions, as Nikki knows, I used to say they're an hour, and they always overrun. So I'm actually going to say they're 90 minutes because there is, it's not me. It's just these blooming people on the course talk. Everyone talks
because we're supporting each other.
We tend to be more like an hour on a Friday. Usually, it doesn't tend to be quite so long on the Friday, but the Tuesday, you're probably better booking 90 minutes. But again, what I say to people, that it's absolutely fine to come what you can come to. If you can't make the whole thing, it's fine. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just do what you can, and then catch up with the rest later on there. Right, what else can I tell you about? Oh, there's lovely Laura, Katie. She tells us she's got a lovely little video there. What she got from it? You get a weekly live training. We've also got our LinkedIn group. So that's our private group. And if you're not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn, because you should be. And we don't want any of this rubbish. I don't like LinkedIn. We have to, as professional women. And we upload. So, that's the other thing. Every week we send you, we were doing it daily, but we're going to do it weekly this time, a self-care for the week. So we set you some self-care challenges as well. So how to look after yourself through the process of doing this. And we post those in there. We post some of the video recordings in there. I don't know what else we do in there. Oh, people share their frameworks and their questions and their challenges and some of the exercises I'll be saying. Share it in LinkedIn, and we all help each other and say, that's brilliant, or I don't like that. Or such a great community, isn't it, Nikki? You'll echo that.
Definitely.
And then all the resources that we have are on the online on the online resource centre. So for every module, there will be things for you to work on. So I'll explain them in the live training, and then you'll go in and access them, download them, work on them, and bring them back. And any other resources that we have, there's always things that come up, whether it's video resources people want or book recommendations, anything like that. That's in there. As well. So the bonuses we've got for everybody are, I'll do those first. So these are ones we've got tons of different things actually in our resource centre, but the one with Patty is a couple of years old actually now. She did talk about pay rises, how to ask for that. So some good tips in there. Andrew Knightley was actually trained me to be an exec coach. He certified me, and I think he's absolutely brilliant. I really do. I recommend him highly. And he did a webinar with me again a number of years ago, but this is all about how do you get what he calls opportunity flow. So if you are looking for a new role, then how do you do it? But he talks about the power base in that himself. And then Jennifer Holloway does a lovely session on how to look after your brand. Again, an important thing. So you can watch them as soon as you join. And these two amazing people, Sheila McNamara, that was many years ago, wasn't it? That was a live one. I don't know if Kate, were you at that, or Nikki? She did that when we ran one of our conferences that we did. She was there. She's an ex-RADA coach, actually, not, I need to change that. And she did a brilliant session on how to have presence. And then a lot of women are worried about imposter syndrome. And Kate Atkins, one of the UK leading experts, you can watch her session as well. And then I'm also doing, get me, here we go. I'm doing a free coaching session. For everybody, first 9 people to sign up will get a free coaching session with me. We're also doing an early bird until Sunday of $397 plus VAT. You get all that plus everything else that you get, because we just love to give. Questions, comments? Nikki, go on. Sorry.
How many do you hope to have in the bootcamp?
I'd like about 20.
Yeah, how many makes it sort of have that kind of community and enough different people there, different perspectives to make it?
Yeah, I mean, we got about, I don't know, we've been about somewhere, where did we go? About 25 on the first one we did, and I think we had about 18 on the second. So
they're good numbers. Not too big, not too small.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what, Joanna? I've learned to just go, it is what it is. The people who need the help will get the help, and you know, we'll support you every step of the way, actually. And the communities have been amazing. I mean, the first one I thought, God, we're never going to beat this. It was just phenomenal, the first one, when I piloted the whole thing. And then again, we did it in November, and it was equally as great, actually. So yeah, that's the aspiration, Joanna, yeah.
And then just,
I've
There you
watched
go.
a colleague blossom through, and she's just absolutely, you know, moved on. So, and she can recommend it. So, yeah,
Who's
I
that?
can't.
Claire Kelly?
Claire,
Oh,
Claire's,
yeah.
oh yeah, I had a day at her boot camp at home the other day, and it's really inspired me. So yeah, she's given me lots of ideas, and yeah, she's in a different place altogether now.
Yeah, she is actually. Yeah, no, she's amazing actually. And do you know what? As with anything, it is that classic. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. You know that.
Yeah.
The more that you can get involved, honestly, you'll get transformation on every level. That's true of anything, isn't it? It's like if you join a gym and you only go once a week for a little swim up and down, like I do, you're not really going to get the body you wish. But if you sign up and go for it, you will. So Joanna, were you going to ask another question?
it was just around, in terms of kind of information you want from people who sign up, in terms of what their current career is, or, you know, copy of their CV, or what their aspiration, like what do you want from us in terms of getting to know us first, or is that what you achieve in the boot camp, is when you
yeah, no, it's a good shout actually. We've got there is a questionnaire that you fill in when you join actually, so we can find out a bit about you, and we also get you to do some introductions on the LinkedIn group, so we can meet you there as well. So we've got the kind of two things, because I think everybody wants to, there's always that little apprehension, isn't there, sitting on the sidelines going, oh God, who's everybody else, and and what are they about, and am I going to be in their league, and are they going to be this, that and the other. So yes, we will want to do that. And not everybody wanted to work on their CV last time, but in the Q&A, people would have a look at their CV and upload it, and people there was some amazing, because the other thing you get is an accountability buddy, by the way. I didn't mention that huge part actually, to add that on. So we will hook you up with somebody.
That's
in the
scary
group
bit.
it is, he will hold you to account, and it's great, but all of them work, most of them, not all of them, most of them work really, really well, and you've got somebody that you can say, bounce off your CV with, or you can share it in the group, and we'll give you some feedback on what we think you can do and not do. So
yeah, I think that's one of the things that really, you know, makes the difference. You know, the content is fantastic, and that's why I'm coming back for more, because even though, you know, I've done it before, I just think there's always more that I can get out of it. But the group of people that have joined, it's absolutely incredible how supportive everyone is, and how genuine everyone is, and how much, you know, people are prepared to open up and share. You know, it takes all of us to do that, and I get that, but the fact that everyone's just there to really help each other and understand what people are going through, and have ideas that just, it then feeds into a proper little community. I just think that's absolutely fantastic, and it just helps everyone to get so much more out of it. No disrespect, Sandra, than just your content coming out, which is not what I mean at all, but you know what I mean, that it really brings it all together as a really fantastic offering that makes a difference to everyone.
Yeah, it does, and it is so inspiring, Nikki, isn't it? I'm so inspired by people come through it, because the things that people do, it really touches your heart, and you see the transformations that happen, and it inspires everybody, I think, to hear everybody else, and then you sort of lose sight a little bit about yourself, actually. So
this is a personal question. Like, in terms of, like, do you find that more people do it, you know, as a personal investment to themselves, or through business investment, just out of interest? You don't have to answer the question if you don't want to. I'm just interested to know, because, you know, I can access all sorts of stuff through work in ways, and sometimes it's like, oh, you know, is it better to invest myself outside of your current work network, because then maybe you get, you know, exposure to just a different point of view, different perspective, less bias, different industries.
Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna hand that over to Nikki and to Kate. Actually, Kate's been and Kate's not been through the boot camp, but I run the WLA, which you might have picked up on. So, and we get mixed people. So we get some that do from companies, some that do it themselves. It's a sort of, every person's unique. But I think I'll ask those two, because they were, if I'm honest, I think both of you were a bit like, oh God, not another women's network. What's this going to be about? and so on. But what was your experiences, Nikki or Kate? And Kate sort of been with us and gone and been with us and.
I originally joined the WA through the company I was working for at the time, and was a very happy member of the WLA for a number of years, and also the social coordinator for a brief period. You remember, Sandra? Unfortunately, the organisation I worked for stopped paying membership. They moved on from the WLA when we got a new director of HR. However, since then, I've organised for both myself and female women in my team to come along to WLA conferences, and now I will be self-funding for the Career Bootcamp.
Oh, Casey, bye.
Sorry, I've got Teams pinging in my corner of my ear.
Oh,
no, sorry, thank you. It was really, really good. I've got to give it some serious thought.
Good. Well, I hope you do. Lovely to see you, Casey.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, not at all. Bye. Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. And it is, people invest in different ways, because sometimes corporate people who do stuff in-house, there's huge benefits of that, because you get to meet women in different parts. It depends how big the business is, actually. But you can get to meet your own network, you understand the culture, you understand the people. And I'm still an advocate of in-house programs, and I help some companies with their in-house programs, actually. So there is definite value in that. I think the WLA and something like the Career Bootcamp, when you invest in something externally, you suddenly see women in very different industry sectors to you going through what you're going through. And it's got a whole other, I think it just opens your mind so much more. Is that what you'd say, Nikki?
Yeah, absolutely. I came across the WLA through my business and being signed up for it without even being consulted. So that was very much what on earth is this type moment initially. But obviously, since finding out about it, my thoughts have changed massively into how great it all is. But I have at points kind of invested for myself in the interim, again through WLA and the bootcamp and so on. And I just think it doesn't need to just be a company thing. It really is for yourself. And yes, your company would benefit, but so would you. And so it really is that combination, I think. I would say that it doesn't necessarily need to be a worry thing for your company, that whoever you're working for, if you're talking about a career bootcamp, because it's not necessarily a massive change of direction or you telling your company that you don't want that job anymore, or you're looking to leave. It's not necessarily about that at all. It can lead to that, and that's fantastic, but it's more, and the main benefit I've got out of it is more about finding out more about yourself and what's really important to you, what you believe in, what your vision is and your dream. And I'm one of the least creative people I know. So for me, that's where I really struggle. And that's one of the main things that I want to take out of it a bit more again this time. But it's all about growing yourself. And then what that might lead to, rather than you announcing to your company and your business, all right, I'm off now because I'm doing this course. It's not going down that route at all. So it doesn't need to mean that to the company. But yeah, a bit of a blend of the two, I think.
I've watched my colleague grow personally, but then she's so much better at her role. She's brought so much more to the role because she's so much happier with herself. So she's discovered so many strengths which she's then brought to the company. So yeah,
it does depend on thank you, Caroline. It does depend on the company, actually, Joanna, because sometimes individuals, when they pay themselves, are so much more committed. I know me, when I fork it out on my own purse, I'm like, oh, I'm showing up.
I am engaged.
And then sometimes, but sometimes when corporates pay, it depends on your personality. If companies get behind this, it's amazing, we want to support you and develop you, then that can work as well. Sometimes though, you can ask for funding. It's like, well, what is it? And what's it about? And what return am I going to see? And you have to go through a 28-page business plan to go on a course. It's crazy. So it's, I guess the answer is it depends, really, Joanna. Yeah. Okay. So any other questions for me or for?
I always have a lot, so.
No, I like it. Definitely. No, I do. Where's your thinking at? I know, Kate, you're definitely interested, aren't you? You were kind of.
No, I am super interested. It was my sister who put me in touch, as you may. I don't know if you've joined the dots. Yeah, Emma Whitaker. We don't look that similar, but yeah. So that's how I'm aware of this.
Okay.
Because I've gone through a bit of I did sort of hand my notice in with my job, like at the end of March, which they were all very shocked by, and they've kind of like, you can't leave, and then they kind of encouraged me to kind of take a sabbatical, and I was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna do the sabbatical thing so that people don't feel like I've left the company, and then they're gonna try and like bribe me back. So I'm in a bit of a weird situation, but generally a very positive situation in terms of kind of the reaction. So this timing is like perfect for me in terms of there's different, my mind's just like bing, 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 bing.
Awesome.
But I need to make sure the right pings are listened to at the moment. So that's why Emma, my sister, said.
Okay, yeah, no, she's awesome. I think your system's, she's brilliant, actually. Loads of time for her. She's another incredibly high potential woman who I think
as long as she'd not have imposter syndrome. Mine is the opposite. I tend to probably be thinking I'm better than I am. Not that that's imposter syndrome.
You can never think bigger than you are.
I tend to be overly confident sometimes. She's like that.
Yeah, no, better to be that way, I think. Yeah, definitely. Oh, good stuff. So can I answer any more questions, or shall I let you all go and enjoy your lunch, get some fresh air? We need to get some air.
Sandra, will you be sending the link to the how to sign up thing?
Yes, I will, absolutely. I'll do it straight away, actually. How about that? I will
Super.
do that today. And then you get on there and you can get some coaching from me as well, Kate. How about that?
Oh, fantastic, Sandra. I have to work out what coaching I would like. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I was actually thinking, I'm quite glad I'm doing it, because I think you can have it at some point during the program. So, as things evolve, so don't give yourself any pressure now. It's not like you need to have it next week. It might be that at week 6 or 7, you're like, I'm still stuck on that, or I'm now thinking of this. Can I get some one-on-ones to help me think it through? So just know it's there in the bag.
The only other one from me, I was just going to comment back to Joanna that if you've got all these ideas and you're thinking about all these different possible directions and whatever, then actually this, or from what I saw last time, I know it will have tweaked slightly, but it gives such a lovely structure to get your thoughts more organized and logical, and it brings you through so gradually to work out and get really clear on what you want and what that means, and then going forward. So if you've got lots of, you're probably the direct opposite of me. If you've got lots and lots of ideas, it will really help to kind of structure and organize them. And then what I'm hoping for is to bring some more ideas because of my total lack of creativity. So hopefully there's
you two. Opposites attract and all that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to be able to talk it through. Any questions at all, and you can reach out to me, sandra@thewla.com, and I'll send out the page for you to sign up. Hopefully we will see you together, and we can get building the community in the next couple of weeks before we go live.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Bye.
Sounds good.
Nice to meet you all. Thanks,
Thank
Sandra.
you.
Bye.